My name is Pastor Doris Dupree Harris. I'm pastor of St. John's Lutheran Church in Dallas in the Oak Cliff community.
Hi, I'm Chuck Hubbard, pastor at Gloria Dei Lutheran Church here in Garland, Texas.
And from that, we started having a dialogue about what if these conversations, because it was impacted us in many ways at the assembly, but do we just stop there? So part of Pastor Chuck's vision was to continue that. And we were talking at a public witness meeting, what if churches got together and had courageous conversations about racism? And I kind of volunteered St. John's as one of those churches that would be willing to participate. And he, of course, as the pastor at Gloria Dei, thought that was wonderful. And that's how we started.
Our congregation has been wonderful about responding to things like that. Social issues are something that they're pretty sensitive to. And we had plenty of people who were quite interested in participating.
I think we both took it back to our congregations and said, hey, what about, and how do you feel meeting with other congregations? And I kind of wanted our congregation to see that some of the gifts that they bring as an African American congregation is to share our stories. And that there's more than just what the media shows about African Americans. And so we have histories and stories to share to other congregations that I think are meaningful, and I think they're full of the gospel.
Our people are getting to know each other, and there is, I see, kind of a lowering of defenses, and there's less guardedness now as people share with one another than there was when we started, so that they are able to be a little bit more honest around very sensitive issues.
For me, I'd like to see us as a church start to have more of these conversations. And I think churches need to meet together. And I realize that there's a limited amount of churches with people of color or predominantly people of color. But I think churches could look at their local community and look at the diversity that's within. An AME church could meet with a Lutheran church, we could get a Baptist church with an Episcopal church, and that we start saying who we are as children of God. What are we asking for when we look at peace and justice issues? Because I think this is all that it boils down is, what is justice for all of us as children of God? But when we look at a place where we're seeing it, from my standpoint, racially impacting my community, seeing African American children being hurt, being beaten, not having proper education, looking at the elderly, the adults getting their voting rights taken away, that pains me. That is very painful to me, and what I think is a major sin of white America that's impacting us. And how do we deal with that? And I think the way we deal with is to have the conversation, is to bring it up and then say, what do we do about it? What are the steps we can take as we start to look at how to dismantle it?